Yeah,
I don't know.
He keeps
I don't
just
know what
because I
Joe-
have something
You
to
see what
do.
he does? You see how he does? How he sets the trap? He thinks he's slick.
What do you mean I ain't set no trap? I just started. You saw me press record.
He started recording. He started pressing. he pressed play right when he wanted to play you.
100%.
Very nice.
100%.
Yeah, he's slick.
I like it.
Yeah.
Slicker than a can of oil, boy. I tell you.
How are you guys doing today? Let's
slick.
get to that.
I am great. I watched the Joker movie right before I came here. Phenomenal.
Amazing. Yeah, we're gonna get into
But
that
I don't want to
today.
jump into it right yet.
Yeah, we're not gonna get into that right
I haven't seen it yet. I'm seeing it today, hopefully.
Peasant.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah. Grassroots Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, Grassroots Pod. I'm like stuttering. Grassroots Pod on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Be sure to hit the notification button. Be notified for our latest to the greatest episodes. I am one of the hosts, Brandon Killabh BH Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon.
I'm regular Nas.
AKA Demographic Nas, AKA Statistic Nas, AKA
Republican Nas.
Republican Nas.
AKA 1 million dillion. You know what I mean? We got it.
Go ahead.
1 million Dylan. You like that?
I'm Wilson.
He's dressed like a cranberry today, boy.
No one can see your joke.
No, Wilson definitely looks like that kind of person who's going to the gym for the first time. You know, those
Yeah.
people who work super hard.
Definitely.
A little bit on the hefty
With the hat. If
side.
you were-
For the
Probably
listeners,
eat
I'm wearing
pizza
purple,
at Planet Fitness.
which is the color of royalty, and underneath all of this purple is a bunch of muscle.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. We've never seen a muscle from him. Nothing. Oh man. The old school trick of like wearing baggy clothes to make you look bigger doesn't really work. Like it doesn't matter, but whatever. A lot to cover today. Where do y'all want to start? I know we have a all right, so I want to start with Shaq and Dame.
NBA season's right around the corner.
First off, did you see the Lake Show last night? Did anybody see the Lake Show?
I
Preseason.
did.
Those games don't count.
I did.
Preseason.
Oh no! The season started right there. You can see it. You
Yeah,
can
he
see
was, he was diving for loose balls.
You can see where. Listen, I like it. I like it.
Year 17.
Whatever. I like it.
Listen,
I like it.
I'm not a Lakers fan, but I am a LeBron fan. That dude averaged 27 and 8 and 8.
Yeah.
And it's year 16.
Yeah.
I don't think people understand how dope that is.
I don't think people understand. You could see the difference in his intensity on the game.
No,
I'm
he's always
excited.
like that.
Not in preseason.
I got to see them go up against a bigger team.
They went against the Warriors.
I'm talking a team with more size.
Yeah, I don't care.
It looked like these niggas didn't even have a center.
They did, but it
What's
didn't
his
matter.
name?
It didn't
Howard
matter.
looked
I don't know.
interesting
I'm a
out
Laker
there.
fan. It doesn't matter.
He looked interesting out there. He looked a little bit sloppy out there.
Who did?
Dwight.
He hasn't played in a year,
Extreme-
right?
Dwight Howard looked pretty sloppy
that,
out
that
there.
was the only thing for me.
He looked pretty sloppy
Davidson
out
looked
there. I
great.
can't lie. He
LeBron
wasn't even
looked
there.
great.
At one point, he wasn't even in with the starters.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, he didn't look good. But I guess to your point, he hasn't been playing for a year or something like that, right?
You can't just be out there on the court and think you're just going to hop in there. It's professional athletes, man.
Yeah, I'm still not happy he's there, but whatever.
Why not? It's another 6'10" dude. Pause.
Listen, you gotta be 6'10", but at least get them rebounds. At certain points, he wasn't getting no rebounds.
Yeah, like he's.
And the shooting at one point was abysmal on both teams. Oh my
Abysmal.
God. No, it really was abysmal. There was literally a one stretch where both
like
teams
3
kept
minute stretch.
shooting.
Yeah, it was
and
bad.
it was just
It was
off
really
the
bad.
backboard, completely off, missing the backboard, into the like I was just like, yo,
Preseason.
what are we
Yeah,
watching right now?
it was pretty bad.
Yo, you know who's
this?
ecstatic about his downfall?
Who?
Shaq.
Yeah,
For
100%.
calling himself Superman.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, for
100%.
He's ecstatic. He's out there
Big
looking
Shaq
sloppy.
is?
On the low though, Dwight was Superman once Shaq left the league. Like y'all remember he had the whole Kia jumping over the Kia, and then with the Superman cape on. Like I feel
thought
like,
Blake did that.
huh?
Didn't Blake jump over?
All big men become Superman at some point. Blake was just like Bizarro Superman. Like he was like the off-brand version of it. He wasn't like the real.
Oh my God, that reminded me of there's that roast. I forget whose roast, and Blake was there, and she was like, yo,
Kendall.
you're like the black person that when they're trying to load the black person, it stops, or they
Yeah.
run out of ink in the printer. I was like, yo, that's actually really funny.
That's fucking hilarious.
Oh man. All right. So over, I guess the past week, Shaq and Damian Lillard exchanged diss records. Now, this started from the Joe Budden podcast where Maul and Joe and the rest of the crew had Damian Lillard on. The conversation diverted to Maul making a statement about Shaq being a better basketball athlete, and Dame had some choice words to say about that. Shaq then went on to respond to Damian Lillard's comments, and I guess everyone's comments because he dissed Joe too. And Damian Lillard, within what was it, like 13 hours, responded in kind.
Ethered him.
Yeah,
And
in
within
kind.
13 hours.
I wouldn't say ether. I wouldn't say ether. I have two takes on this. Do you guys want me to start, or do you want
ahead.
to start?
Wait.
Brandon?
I kind of want Nas to start.
Yeah.
Listen, yo, Dame Dollar had time, and he's one of the best professional basketball player rappers, and I could say he's probably better than 30% of the rappers that's out right now. 30 to 40% of the rappers that's out right now.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that. Dame is nice. I'll give you that. That's not my argument. I'm just thinking of the landscape of things, right? So, no, undoubtedly, delivery, cadence, and bars from Damian Lillard, 100%. It's a better record, right? In that component. But if we're talking about impact, Shaq kills him. Shaq kills him.
Clarify.
Meaning, like, I like the blue chip line. I like. There's a few lines in the diss
I feel like
record.
Dame could have gone harder though.
That was my
I
thing.
felt like he didn't go hard enough.
I feel like he did go hard.
I don't feel like he
And-
went hard
and-
enough.
and he
in,
also
terms of,
had-
in terms of like the disses though.
He also had better flow. He said, all that money in the world, they still traded you for a penny. Fire.
Yo, but then Shaq goes, "You'll never be Steph Curry." Like, it's a lot of bars. No, it's a lot of bars in there. It's a lot of bars.
Hey, you'll
in
never
there.
be as good as another point guard.
Yeah.
That's a bar.
Yeah. He said, "Take your time to respond. There's no hurry. You'll never be Westbrook. Never be Steph Curry." Like, damn, he was barring.
That was low hanging fruit.
It doesn't matter. Okay, here's another low-hanging fruit. What's in your wallet? American Express or Visa? Talking like you're Braun. You ain't even Trevor Ariza. Like, fam,
Poor Trevor.
what are you?
I think poor Trevor got to get pulled into this.
He caught a nice little straight
Trevor's
bullet.
like, I'm just trying to do my own thing over
Yeah,
here.
he caught a
But
nice little straight bullet.
those are all lies.
What?
This is Dame Dollar we're talking about here.
Damian Lillard, let me be clear. Damian Lillard is definitely better than Trevor Ariza. It still just sounds funny.
And my man, and I'm a Brody fan, but he murdered Brody in the playoffs. Sent him home off the last shot.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, he did. But I think funny wise, when you think diss records, like Dame really took that like a battle. You get what I'm saying?
And killed him.
He didn't kill him though. He didn't kill him. He didn't
Kinda
kill
murdered him,
He
man.
didn't kill him. I think Shaq's bars are wittier. I think they're funnier. I think him releasing that clip on an Instagram video with Muppets is hilarious. Like, he killed him.
I don't know. I love Shaq, but I feel like he tried to hide the rustiness with that mix. The mix sounded pretty bad. At least the audio I listened to.
It was. The mix was terrible. But even still, for Shaq to be his age and get in the booth and do that, ugh. Imagine if he was still kind of with it, like in the mix.
You mean the Twism days?
Yeah. You laughing?
Honestly,
Shaq went
to
platinum.
be
Why you think
honest,
the Super Bowl?
also Shaq.
He bought those records.
Shaq gave him extra clout for his rapping because we've all been knowing that he's been rapping, but there are some people that didn't even know that Damian Lillard was rapping.
Yeah.
He used to do the 4-bar Friday. He also dropped a project or some music before.
Mm-hmm.
No one really was. I mean, people talked about it, but then it went away and it ghosted.
Yeah.
So like Shaq actually helped Damian Lillard in this. Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
He helped him in this situation. And also think about it. Shaq is in a Shaq's as a former athlete, he's in a position that a lot of other athletes want to be in. He's on TV,
Right.
and on a successful program.
Correct.
He went platinum. He's the only NBA rapper to go platinum. Doesn't matter what you think about his bars or whatever. He still went platinum.
Twism for life.
Big facts.
And
He's
his baby
acted.
moms. And his
He may
baby
not be the
mother.
greatest actor, but he's acted.
Okay.
He's invested in some really great companies and is making a lot of money. And even when people made fun of him about, what was it, the Walmart Target thing, that actually was a big move for him financially.
Okay.
He's actually doing a lot of very big things. So at the end of the day,
He
this
owns
rap
part of
is
the-
not.
He owns part of the Kings. Mm-hmm. Right.
So he's actually like at the pinnacle of like retired athletes in terms of some of the stuff that they want to do.
You get no argument out of me on that. But you said Shaq helped Dame's career.
No, she's saying
No,
that
I
this
helped.
helps.
Oh,
This,
she's
saying
this,
this right here helps.
this moment right now
100%.
has helped Damian Lillard with his rap profession.
Lest we forget when he murdered Marvin Bagley, the third.
We have forgot that. This is way bigger.
Exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, word. Like, I
what do you
don't-
even talking about
What are we
right now?
talking about
Shaq,
right now?
literally, this is helping. And I hate to say this, but that's what beef is. Beef is marketing. That's
Yeah.
what beefs are right now. And beefs are not like come up to you, pang pang. Like it's like let's build on it. Because Dame, he dropped a second diss track. He didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah,
did he do that?
that one was
Because
a little unnecessary.
he's riding the marketing wave right now,
I didn't
ladies and
listen-
gentlemen.
I didn't listen to it. As soon as I saw the second one, I said, I see what you're doing here.
Shaq
It's
was already
wavy.
dead.
Because of Shaq.
Shaq was
Shaq's bringing
already
all the
dead.
light and attention
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
He's bringing all the light and attention to it, and he has everyone's attention right now.
And that's what I got from it. The moment I saw that second disc record come out, I said, I
So you should've stopped at that
yeah,
last
you should
one.
have stopped at the last one. You're taking this like a real rap beef. Like, I don't know if it's that serious.
His
right
bars
now.
are respectful though.
Listen, man. Shaq said his baby mother makes more than some NBA players, and that's true. Like,
I mean,
like,
I can't lie.
I think.
Can't even argue with that one.
Yeah, I don't think y'all give it enough
Shawnee
credit.
Is a
She's
brilliant,
very smart.
She is. She
Yeah.
really is.
So you
Shout out
can't
to
get mad at
Basketball
it. Yeah.
Wives, but I mean,
And his-
I think you need to go listen to that
Yeah.
Shaq this again. There's some quotables in that shit.
I mean, I can't really argue with that. Like,
What can you
so
say to
something
that?
said, can't even argue
Like
with that.
Damian can't even argue that. Like
Remember when him and Charles Barkley got into the argument and all
Yeah.
he said was, "I got rings."
he
What
said,
you got?
yo, you soft. He said, I got rings. You have any rings? You can't even talk in this conversation. Like, yeah.
That's my only fear I have for Dame Dollar is he's going to end his career being a better rapper than professional basketball player because he's not going to get a ring.
What? So you weren't one of those guys that got at KD for going to the Warriors, right? After saying that.
No,
Okay, perfect.
no, I wasn't.
As long as you're not one of those guys.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
I wasn't
All right.
mad.
Have
You're
any
talking
problem
about a
with
man
that.
who adjusts the sliders to win.
Oh, yeah.
Facts.
You're right. You're right.
The funny thing is, I'm sitting up here like, yo, he makes players in 2K, like,
Yeah.
and puts the meters down. Like, what are we talking about right
KD,
now?
go for it, bro.
I agree.
Oh my god! Oh my
Play
god!
to win the game. Hello.
Yeah. You play to win the game and you play. And another thing too, people also forget that these sneaker companies do have, okay, I guess it's not super knowledge, but the sneaker companies actually do influence where you go to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think people realize that, like, Nike can influence what team you go to the same way that they influence certain high school players in terms of what colleges they go to. Like, there's a lot of, like, backdoor shit that happens that people don't even know. Like, come on. Like, you went to Golden State. You know you're going to overshadow Steph Curry. Steph Curry is an Under Armour a player, so Nike would be at the forefront. Like, come on, there's so much strategic like aspects to this from like a corporate business side to make that move to Golden State for KD.
Yo, quick question, because you just now mentioned college players.
Yes.
College players in California can now take endorsement
Take off
deals
the
like from
likeness.
Nike and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
the-
crazy.
Yeah.
That's a smart. Allow them to
It's
make money
smart.
off of their likeness.
Yeah, it's
You know
smart.
how much money these colleges make off these kids, and the second they get hurt, they will fucking like get rid of them in a second.
You know,
They're going to get all the big athletes now. Like, every big
But
athlete's going to go there.
that shit's been happening. You know, it's a good
Yeah.
movie
They've been
about
paying these
that.
players.
It's blue chips.
Yeah,
Blue
but
chi-
now if you can get like an endorsement deal from Nike,
yeah, but listen, you ever
Think
seen
that
the
doesn't
movie?
happen now? You think
Don't
that
ask
these
that
kids?
question.
Oh, if you go to
he hasn't
Kentucky,
seen it.
we're gonna get you. We're gonna make sure you get a deal. They do that stuff already. This is the thing that blows my mind. Everyone thinks that this stuff is it's new. Has always been happening. It's just now you're gonna be able to see it happen.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
been happening for the longest. Maryland pays people probably. You think that Coach K doesn't pay people? Ha! Yes, he does. There's every single coach is not innocent.
Can you
There's
do
not
that
one
laugh again?
coach. Ha! I don't want to do I can do like the Joker laugh, but I don't want to do that. But
I could do it too.
But the funny thing is, like, they do. Like, they just do it in different ways. And my thing is, like, these kids, they put their bodies at harm every single time. They basically are some of them are carrying their families literally on their backs.
Yeah.
And people are upset that they just want you to give them a little extra money to help pay for their parents' houses or to help buy a new house or this or that. Like, it's messed up. It's messed up.
It's all BS. But I was saying before, have you ever seen the movie Blue Chips?
yes.
Blue chip. I feel like that really it epitomizes college basketball back in the day. Not right now, where people were to E's point, where people were given cars or homes and all of these things, watches, and it's like, where are you getting all this stuff from? Like, people know it. It's good that it's finally out, and I think about a lot of the athletes that have lost opportunities just being in college, not being able to capitalize on money. So I'm not mad at it whatsoever. Like, I'm cool with
Yeah.
it.
or the athletes who, and then this is the thing, because this is why I say allow them to make money off of their likeness, but you may not, the schools, like, because when you start having to get to universities starting to pay, it can get weird because of D2, D3, but I'm like, okay, well then have it so they can make money off of their likeness, because then those those smaller schools can still make money off of mom and pop stores or somewhere, like doing something in local areas, right? So it still allows anyone and everyone. And then what about that kid who had like an amazing YouTube channel, but then couldn't do anything with it? Like, he made that shit from the ground up himself. And even if they knew that he was a football player, like, they're trying to make it say that, oh, you're going to make it off the likeness of that school. It's like, well, first of all, you recruited me for my skill set.
Was he talking about football on it?
He was doing kicking stuff. It was like kicking tricks. That's off of his skill set.
Yeah,
that's not off of
I
the
think that's off
university.
his. Yeah, I think
he
that's
could have
off
made
his
it at
skill
any.
set.
He could have made it at any university. And on top of that, it's like, great. Well, you're utilizing my likeness. And what they sometimes do is, because I had a blog and website, and like, this is no shade to Kentucky. I love Kentucky, but I had to stop it because they were afraid that the NCAA would come and cause a problem. Even though I already got, I spoke with the NCAA, but even with them. But the problem was like. That they were afraid that it would be, I would utilize it as a way to recruit players to Kentucky. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I don't give a crap about that.
I can see that though. I can see that.
But
that's almost like those backdoor stores you see in the city where it's like, oh, this
But
is
they
a
already
storefront.
are using people like me to recruit. What do you think they do where first of all, I'm a woman. They're going to utilize the women to get some of the men players. They're going to, we're already being used to get recruits. So I'd rather get something out of it and you not use me. Because when I played soccer, the second I got my hip hurt, I was to the wayside. No one gave a shit. So I could have been making money and I could have paid for the rest of my college and not have this debt if I had that website where I was making money off of. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's ridiculous.
I agree. All right, let's. I want to get right into it because we still got another major topic to cover. But the Joker movie. So Joker just recently released. Hopefully you guys see it. So if you're hearing this right now, this is not a spoiler-free listen, but we'll try to make it as spoiler-free as possible, considering demographic Nas has not seen it yet.
So I'm sorry, I had to work.
Yeah. Well, whatever. Quit. Anyway, so I personally, I think I don't really have to say anything on this topic. I think I've been calling this for quite some time on this show. I'm not surprised. I've been said he was gonna body this role. I've been said this.
It's only one person in here that said
This guy.
he wasn't gonna body.
This
it.
one.
Hold on, time out.
Full disclaimer.
hold
He
on.
said
Okay.
Heath Ledger did a better job than he thought that Joaquin could.
Because he hasn't seen Joaquin yet.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, hold on. Before we take it, what do you think about the movie? Let's be fair. What do you think about the movie?
Okay.
And I want to know. Give me your Joker analysis. Who was better? And don't give me the bullshit of Joaquin had a whole movie and.
I'm not going to give you none of that.
Okay, great.
I'm not going to give you none of
What do you
that.
got?
Okay. Let's start off with the movie as a whole.
Okay.
Phenomenal.
Good job.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix, you killed it.
Yeah.
Know what I'm saying? Now, if we're going to compare Jokers,
Oh gosh.
which I almost feel like we really can't compare these two Jokers because their characters were different. It's two different types of Jokers. But if you're going to pull my leg, right? Definitely Heath Ledger's. Heath Ledger's, you leave the movie theater wanting to be that Joker.
No.
No.
Way better lines. The few lines that he had, way more memorable than Joaquin's. If you're good at something, never do it for free.
Do you know what method acting is?
Yes. You think Heath Ledger, who killed himself after locking himself in a hotel room for 3 months, doesn't know method acting?
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I think there's a big difference in method acting between Heath's and Joaquin. The reason why I give Joaquin the leg up is simply because of the fact that he really engulfed himself in the role. Like, he changed his body. He changed his mindset. While Heath did that in getting into that space, and like I posted about this, I feel like all people that play characters that are mentally ill or whatever, they they all have to do the research, right? They have to do the work to kind of figure out what this character is and how they're supposed to be and everything. Do you know that Joaquin did this film and they never even diagnosed? He went and studied multiple facilities, studied laughs, studied people that had the sickness, and I can't even pronounce the sickness, but we'll share it. But no, long story short, it's a laughing disorder, but it's almost like involuntary. And for him to go into that space and go down, like he lost so much weight to the point where it was unhealthy. Like your brain can't even. His brain wasn't getting enough oxygen. That's insane. That's what people. For me, like when you think about Oscars, when you think about like Academy Awards, when you think about all these big awards, and you think about who should be deserving of it, I think Joaquin 100%. Not taking away from Heath, But what I'm saying is, I think that this depiction, like this, was scary for me. It was almost uncomfortable. It's because you can really think about it in the scope of there are people out in the world like Joaquin, and walk throughout the day, and you would never even know that they were off the way that he was off.
50 Cent lost a bunch of weight for a role. Would you give him an Oscar?
No, because number one, that's just one component of it. That's again,
one component of it.
I'm only talking about the weight loss and aligning with the character. I didn't even get into the acting. I didn't get into the acting yet.
But if we're even going to talk about the acting, if it weren't for Heath Ledger, there would be no market for the Joker.
That's bullshit.
There would be no Joker movie without Heath Ledger's Joker.
That doesn't even sound right. And second of all, there would be no Joker if there wasn't Jack Nicholson and everyone else. Like, you do your.
Well, there was a Joker before Jack Nicholson.
So why didn't you mention him? Why didn't you mention him? I bet. Yeah, no.
I'm talking about a Joker movie on its own. Without Heath's performance, there is none.
No, that's not true. That's not true. Joker is one of the most marketable characters next to Batman, next to Superman. He is on that top tier of people that you want to see movies from, and you will forever anticipate it. Like, that doesn't even make sense.
So Heath Ledger's portrayal of the Joker had contributed nothing to them deciding to make a Joker movie.
No, and only because one movie came out prior to that, which was the Justice League, that had Jared Leto in it. No, I mean, not Justice League. What is it?
Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad. So yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. I don't think this is going to be the.
No, I made a mistake and said Batman versus.
Oh no, I don't think that this will be the last time we see Joker. Like we was talking about pre-production. I feel like number one, I was really let down just because I found out literally last night that this was a one of one. Like,
oh yeah,
they're not doing another one. Like,
this Joker could never become a mastermind. He accidentally stumbled into a cult.
Yes and no.
Wait, but
he's not going to be a criminal mastermind.
But wait a second. But do you know the whole backstory with the Joker, like from the comic books?
Yeah.
Yeah, the man went crazy. Like, he went crazy, but there's brilliance even within his craziness, which at the end of the movie for this Joker, you can actually see that starting to come into fruition. And especially when, I mean, I'm not going to say specifically where, but at the end, there was this sense of revelation that kind of, that is it's at the core of, it's at the core of who Joker is, that like there's this sense of freedom and peacefulness within the madness itself.
He had
and
that.
I thought that was very, like, how he kind of built up to that point, I thought was very impressive.
He had that, but out of the three of us that saw the movie, way to be professional, Nas. Name one brilliant thing that he did.
Bills to pay.
The brilliant thing that he did was when the guy came into the room. Spoiler alert. Sorry, guy came into the room. The midget.
Yeah.
And then the big dude.
Little person.
He said he called him a midget in the movie.
Yeah,
I'm not
he did.
being rude. That's what he called him.
He didn't say,
Like,
you were too busy working and paying bills.
Yeah, like you were adulting. Like, I'm not doing that shit. So you can see, to E's point, you can see that he wasn't all that crazy. He wasn't.
Hold on.
Can I finish my point? He wasn't all that crazy. The reason why I say that is because in that scene, he says to, I'm trying not to ruin it for people, but in that scene is very, very important. At the end of the scene, he says to someone in the room that, hey, you don't have to worry, I'm not going to hurt you. I remember that you've always been nice to me. And so because of that, you're fine. So I say that to say he wasn't completely out of his mind. He wasn't completely out of his mind. I think he was very conscious in his decisions. I just think in the midst of him making the decisions, he gets lost. Because again, he has a sickness.
But you just now described that wasn't brilliance. That was being grateful.
No.
He was grateful to the midget for always being nice to him.
I'm talking about
that wasn't a brilliant move.
No, I'm talking about the acting in it. Like the acting.
Oh yeah.
Did you see how he switched that character on?
I'm sorry, not brilliance in his acting. I'm talking about brilliant as
planning
to be a criminal mastermind. That Joker can never be that.
No, you can't say that.
No.
And the only reason I say you can't say that is
that was the birth.
Yeah, that's the birth.
You saw the end where that juxtaposition. That was the birth of both him and another notable character that's in that entire series.
Yeah,
that's what happened. It was literally him rising at the end. Mm-hmm. And everyone that was around him. Yeah, that was the birth of Joker. That was the moment, and that's when he started to smile, and that's when the craziness that was in him, he was starting to embrace it. And that's the thing about Joker. Joker is insane. He is out of his mind, but he embraces his insanity. And when he embraces his insanity, there actually is some control to his insanity. Am I wrong?
No, you're 100% right. You're 100% right. My only thing, again, y'all know how I obsess about shit. I get in these wormholes and YouTube and Google, and I just start researching. And then I went back and just kind of played some of these things over in my head. This is public knowledge, so it's not going to worry. Some of the scenes in the movie are real. Some of the scenes are a figment of his imagination. Now, Jack Napier is the original Joker. That the Joker that is in this movie is not Jack Napier. What is his name in this movie?
Arthur something.
Arthur.
Oh,
Arthur.
Okay.
The messed up part is I didn't get to see the first 20 minutes of it. So, but I know that it starts in a mental institution.
It's the same. Like, gosh. Can we? I feel like we can't even have a full-on discussion without disclosing. I feel like let's just talk about it, and worst case scenario, we just put a disclaimer.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just to let you know, in the new comic books, when the Watchmen, Dr. Manhattan is taking over the universe, there are 3 Jokers.
Well, that's what I read. I read. But the other thing is, when I read this and I started reading the director Todd, I started to read some of his little tidbits. And the first, like, you'll see the different iterations of laughter in this movie. You'll see different ranges of motions. You'll see a lot of.
He also was he started to be able to control his laughing.
Well, that was the other thing. That was the other
Towards
thing.
The end.
A lot of the times in the movie, if we're talking about like societal issues, you can see where he was trying to fit in. Like, he wasn't sure he had a mental illness and that laughing sickness, which again I can't pronounce that word, but. You could see where he knew that he was even off and was trying to make it right. You know what I'm saying? Like going to certain events or talking to certain people and them laughing at something and him laughing, doing his laugh, and then leaving the room with a straight face, like, and then you can see him processing, like, I wonder if I pulled that off, or I wonder if they got it. Like, there's so much, and that's why I was talking about method acting, because while you said that Heath had so many powerful lines, which he did, like I said, I'm on record. If there's a top 5 list, he's in my top 3 for depictions. But Joaquin did so well with just showcasing a sickness without even really communicating. He never says I'm angry. He never says you hurt my feelings.
Hold on.
Like, he is emotionally giving you laughter. You can see the rage, then you can see the confusion, then you can see like where you can see his wheels start to turn. Where he wants to do something.
Hold on, Nas pointed this out to me before. When it comes to depicting somebody who has mental illness, Heath was the first one to do that.
Yeah,
Heath is not the first person to do that.
Nas, please elaborate.
The Joker movie, he does do it.
Are you talking about just the Joker movie?
As the Joker.
As the Joker, yeah.
Playing the Joker.
Oh, no, okay, I misunderstood.
As the Joker.
I agree with you.
Yeah, those little ticks that he used to.
I agree. Heath also went and studied. What did he study? It was something that was very interesting that he studied. That made him have that. There's a sickness, which again I don't remember it, but I guess we'll add it or look it up, or you guys can look it up. But there's a sickness with licking. It's a mouth disorder where you lick. It's this lick. He studied people like that. So yeah, I'm not taking no credit away from Heath. I'm just saying, when you have an actor or even an actress that is willing to put their body on the line, like where it's unhealthy, like really think about that. He lost like 50 pounds to the point where it was mentally unhealthy to function.
Yo, his look was dope. The dancing was phenomenal.
Amazing.
But he had no powerful lines. He had no great one-liners.
I don't think he needed to. And I think he did have a powerful line.
Well,
and I think it's at the end of the movie.
You don't listen, do you?
No, I think at the end of the movie is one of the most powerful lines that you can say.
Well,
it's him
on
it's
the
him,
show too, on that late night show or that whatever the program show
with
that
Jimmy
was.
Kimmel.
Yeah, like the Jimmy Kimmel-esque show. I thought that was a very powerful moment. So honestly, I think Joaquin, what he did with Joker is he humanized Joker in a way where it allowed us to sympathize with Joker. I think that Heath Ledger did a really great job with Joker. I just don't think that like Joaquin did it in a way where we all can see a bit of ourselves in that Joker.
Yeah, 100%.
I think we all can see a little bit of ourselves in that Joker. I feel like we all can see the correlation between how he feels and society feels and how things are right now in terms of how people treat people with mental health illness, how they treat people who are down, and just seeing that correlation. And honestly, I think that like for me, like superhero, anti-hero movies, villain movies, of course, are supposed to have like a fantasy aspect to it, but I think that it's even more impactful when you can look at it and say like, dang, like I could see someone like that rising up right now in our society as we speak.
Yeah.
I'll give you this overall, that movie, he's the most realistic Joker character, but I don't see that Joker in me. I see Heath Ledger's. I'm more of an anarchist. I'm not some little baby that got his feelings hurt. Fucking.
Yeah, but even that, you say it's not a baby that got his feelings hurt, but I think it was more than that. I think it was outside of the sickness. I think even in real life, right? Like let's take fantasy out of it. Even in real life, there are people out there that yearn to be accepted, that yearn to be in the in crowd, and then there's people that don't really care, and then there's people that kind of drift in between, right? And then there's people like Arthur that are wanting both emotional support, wanting, like even when he hugs the guy in the beginning of the movie and the guy's like, you can see him like, why are you hugging me this tight? Like there are people in the world like that. The reason why I think that his Joker character, again, is more relatable is because of that. I think this movie showcases a lot of issues that happen now. Like the dismissal of him in the medication situation, the dismissal of every moment where he's trying to just be a good person and people just keep fucking with him. At least in his brain. Like, because again, we still don't even know. That was the other thing about this film. It's not clear whether all of this stuff happened. I think half of this stuff happened clearly because he was in Gotham Insane Asylum. I just don't know what happened. I can't figure it out. And the other thing is, the one thing that Todd did reveal is that the only authentic laugh that the Joker has in this movie is at the end of the movie, to E's point. That's why I said that's the most powerful line. And you can see him talking to this person, and she just goes, so what are you laughing at? And he goes, you just wouldn't get it.
Well, I think the only thing in the movie that we thought happened that didn't happen was with the girl.
Yeah.
Because they actually did a montage to show us that. But
I knew that was a dub. She was way out of his league.
I understand. I felt the same exactly. I was like, "There's no way."
And busting in that door and started making. I said,
Yeah.
she ain't gonna make out with that frail body.
Let me be clear. A black woman in a not so good area is not gonna just let some random stranger follow her. I don't want to ruin the movie.
But I don't think
all these crazy things. Like, I knew you were doing this.
But I don't think they ever said her name.
They did say the name, I think.
Did they?
I think they said.
Because I was like, is this supposed to be their Harley Quinn?
No, maybe you're right.
I was like, is this supposed to be their Harley?
Maybe you're right. But
maybe this is their Harley Quinn.
No.
Yeah,
well, the other thing.
But then they showed that. But that never happened.
There's so many other things that happen. There's so many things that happen in this movie.
But it's like, did it really happen? Even if they said that some of the stuff didn't happen, but also it's like, even from his perspective, right? We don't even know if that was the full truth of what actually happened, or versus what he thought was happening in his mind.
And that's the thing. I know for a fact, and again, this is public knowledge. This isn't a spoiler. The scene, because this is one of the most, I guess, impactful scenes in the movie, is when Arthur thinks that he makes it big, and he's put on TV for something, and that truly never happens. It never happened.
No, you're talking about in the beginning. It never happened. The last scene, it did.
No.
When he shot him, that actually happened.
That's not confirmed true yet.
It is. That's what it is.
I know, but it's not confirmed yet. That's what I'm saying. Because I thought the same thing. Just read it. I'm trying to tell you something. The only thing that the director has gone on to say, he said, number one, making this film, he never gave Joaquin like any illnesses or anything for the Joker. He just merely said, when Joaquin went to him and said, hey, so how do you want me to be? He just said, you're just going to be off. That's number one. Number two, he said that a lot of these scenes, while you'll think that they really, really happened just because they seem really, really authentic, he said they didn't happen. You have to decipher when they happened and when they didn't. And the only thing, again, was just that the laughter. He said that a lot of those laughing moments where you think he's laughing and he's not laughing at all. The only authentic laugh that he gives where he's really laughing at, and that's the thing, whether it's this could be all one big joke, one big bit, meaning none of this happened at all, and he's just in an insane asylum. It could be some of it happened, and he's laughing about it, replaying it over. Or it could very much well be everything happened, and we're just getting the last part. Like, it's starting with him being in an insane asylum and then ending with him in an insane asylum, and he's going through this timeline, and that was actually a story that he thought was funny.
Well, I think he definitely ended up on the show because after he shot the guy, that's how he ended up in the police car. He got arrested. If that didn't happen, then we don't know why he was in the police car. It kind of makes it stupid.
Not necessarily, because that's why it's interesting, because of the sickness, because you don't know the reality. You don't know whether
that's true.
He imagined that whole thing, because again, we're looking through his eyes.
You're gonna drive yourself crazy thinking like that.
I am.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Lost, like the show Lost. I still don't know if they got off the fucking island or not. I don't know if that was purgatory.
I thought they were in purgatory.
No one has confirmed it.
I think they did.
No one has confirmed it.
Like they were dead all along.
Yeah,
no one's
dead all
confirmed it.
along.
I read that where when they hit the island and the plane crashes, that's when they died and they're in purgatory. When I saw the last season reunion thing that they did on ABC, and the director goes, no, that's not accurate. So now it's like, what happens? I feel like this movie, it takes it to a whole nother level, because you're adding in a real life sickness of someone that is imagining full-on relationships with people, full-on scenarios.
That happens to people. That happens.
Yeah,
but people fantasize, yeah. But that's the thing with the Joker, is that the guy is insane. So we don't know. And when I say insane, I'm not saying in a bad way, because I know, when we talk about mental health, et cetera, but his character in the comic books is described as being insane.
Yeah.
We don't even... That's the thing that I really liked about this. Is like how this is from the perspective of him, and we ourselves only view things from our own perception. But we don't know if it's like you have your truth, I have my truth, and then we have the truth, right? Mm-hmm. We always constantly see from the perspective of Batman, right? We're seeing it from the perspective of Joker. But it's like, okay, so what is the truth? Because now we're seeing how the Wayne family were actually not the greatest people, and that they were part of the problem and all that stuff. And I mean, obviously it's that whole dichotomy of like rich and poor, right?
Yeah,
it's going off of these society tropes that like we constantly discuss. But what I really loved, though, I love the constant emotional roller coaster that as Joaquin was going on this ride throughout the entire movie, we were going with him on it.
Yeah, definitely.
Even the moment where, like, even when he shot those 3 guys, I was like, you know what? I kind of don't feel bad for those 3 guys. Like, I'm just like...
You know what I love, though? I love that that's what led to Thomas Wayne's death.
What, those 3 guys? Mm-hmm. Why you say so?
Because that's when he became a vigilante and everybody started following him. And then that's what caused the riot. The guy in the Joker mask goes.
That does spearhead it. It spearheads simply because he starts to see all of this publicity that this murderer is getting, and he starts to see that clown image everywhere. And they're like, "Is he?" And then to your point, the one newspaper he looks at and it says, "Oh, a vigilante or murderer." And he's like,
Hold on. Yo, can we all just take a moment to acknowledge the fact that Nas is fucked? We just completely ruined the movie for him.
I mean,
you can't ruin movies.
It's going to be a good viewing, but honestly, it all to me.
Yo, you should have walked out. You should have walked out during the segment.
No, because we didn't. I mean, there's certain important parts we left out, so he's gonna be all right. But honestly, if it wasn't for those dang
He
kids,
waited years for this movie.
think about it.
I can see it in your face. You're so mad right now. Look at you. You're so mad.
But
You
think
know he's
about
only mad
it.
because he's trying to look really calm.
Everyone dies.
Yeah. Nas, I'm sorry,
You
man.
really can't ruin movies for me.
I'll go see it with you.
But guys,
You guys gonna go.
think
After the
about
show,
it.
I'll
The
go with
Joker wouldn't have been the Joker if it wasn't for those dang kids.
Word.
It all started
It
with
really-
those kids.
yeah.
If he didn't chase those kids, I don't
Well,
think we would have
didn't-
gotten the Joker, to be honest.
Yeah.
I didn't see that part.
Let me tell you something.
What?
That was the first 20 minutes. The kids
Wait,
took
you
his
missed the
sign, he
beginning?
chased them.
Yeah.
He got messed up. He got beat up by
I was stuck in
kids.
traffic. What the fuck am I gonna do?
He got beat up by children.
You can't
Sorry, by
ruin
chillins.
movies. For
I
me,
think
just to
I
let you
think
know.
the other fight scene where he antagonizes those group of kids. Well, maybe I did see, and they stomp him out and shit.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the beginning.
That's the
yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
That's
that-
literally the beginning.
Well, he didn't antagonize him. They stole his sign.
They stole the sign or
Yeah.
some shit.
Yeah.
All
He was out there spinning
all
it.
I know is he had some sign or something. They said he had to go back and get it, and he
Joaquin
went back and they
Phoenix
beat the
can't
shit out
run
of
for
him.
the life of him. I was so busy.
I like his run.
Part
I
of me
love
was,
his run.
I was like watching him run. I'm like, yo, this makes me cringe so much. I just want to like correct his running form so badly.
Listen. But that was the other thing that I read that was interesting.
Well, he said, like after losing all that weight, he even had trouble like walking upstairs.
That's what I'm saying. He had to
I know.
relearn his body. He said, like
That-
that's insane.
Still doesn't make him better than Heath.
No, you bugging.
But
you
that's
bugging.
crazy.
You bugging. You bugging.
Oh.
And to respect to Heath, but a lot of Heath's issues went into drug abuse as well. Let's not negate that.
Because he's such a method actor.
I agree, but a lot of his downward spiral was drug addiction. Like, it's a real thing for him. So if you take out that component, I wonder if we still get that depiction of Heath. But we'll never know. That's semantics. I don't want to talk about that.
Okay.
The one thing I liked about it though is that the creativity in blurring the lines of reality and just fantasy in this. Like,
Well, that seems to be the case for just life in general because y'all saw that that witness for that case got
Yeah,
killed.
yeah.
That's suspect.
Who, that chick?
No, the guy who
the guy that got
testified
killed? Oh, yeah.
against.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, why am I going blank
all right,
right
yeah,
now?
we'll go blank. So I'll do a quick recap. Hold on, let me just scroll down. So Amanda, for those that don't know, Amanda Guyger was sentenced to 10 years for the murder of Botham Jean. He recently just got sentenced. But interestingly enough, a few things have just come out. So let me go open up my trusty phone here. And okay, so number one, Botham Jean's neighbor Joshua Brown was shot. He was a witness in the Amber Guyger trial and was shot to death. He was shot at close range in the mouth and chest. He was shot in the mouth and chest, but specifically there was a double tap to the chest.
That's a cop.
Wilson did message me and say that was a cop. I also do think it was a cop. I also do think it was a message that his mouth was shot.
That's very symbolic.
Like, that's very, very symbolic. Also,
And his mom said that he wasn't involved in gangs
he wasn't
or like he had a
involved in
regular
gangs.
job.
Yeah, he was a
and-
regular 9-to-5er and was minding his business and saw something. The other thing that's interesting is the woman who filed Botham Jean's murder lost her job and credentials after filing that report.
Didn't she videotape?
Yeah, she videotaped it. Yeah, I mean,
It's suspect. This is suspect.
so let's just start from the beginning of this. First off, let's talk about the fact that after Guyger was sentenced to 10 years, the judge gave her a hug, black woman. Jean's brother gave her a hug, black man. The correction officer fixed her hair for her and patted her on the back, black woman. And there was somebody else.
The deputy.
The deputy, thank you.
Fix her hair.
Fixed her hair. What do you guys think about that? Because I'll be completely honest. I'm twofold. My first initial reaction, being completely honest, was like, "What the fuck are y'all doing?" And then I was like, "Man, I wonder how it would feel to have that level of forgiveness for someone that has destroyed your life." Like, I don't know that I'll ever reach that, and I feel like I'm like I posted. I'm 50% namaste, 50% like we could turn up. That is a gray area because of the simple fact, like how do you even get there? Like, can you imagine yourself being in that place to like, God forbid, one of your loved ones, family members, someone gets murdered, right? Can you foresee yourself going over and hugging this person and saying, yo, I forgive you, and, you know, I'll be there for you and all these things?
I mean, I personally can't, but I think one of the reasons why they did, from what I saw, it didn't seem like she tried to defamate the dude's character. Mm-hmm. At least I didn't see that. Like, I didn't see, like, her calling him, like, oh, he attacked me or no shit like that. She was just like, I walked in there, I shot him with intent to kill. Mm-hmm. Like, she didn't make it hard for herself to get convicted.
Well, yeah, definitely not. I mean, the moment
her friend made it
she was just like,
yeah.
He was like, yep, she texted me, said she fucked up.
Yeah. Like,
he ratted around and
I heard she was sexting, like, during the...
That was the weird thing, though. No, that was the weird thing. That's the weird thing.
She had a DA appointment.
She was sexting.
Her partner.
Yeah.
It was the partner, right?
Yeah.
She was sexting the partner. Goes into the wrong
garage.
Goes into the wrong garage, thinking it's hers. Sees this guy, whatever, shoots him, and I think even the CPR question, where the lawyer says, "Hey, are you CPR certified?" And she goes, "Yes." And then he goes, "Well, that would mean that you're certified to save someone's life and/or administer CPR if in fact someone needed." And she goes, "Yes." So she goes, "Why didn't you do that?" And she said, "I was too busy trying to figure out where I was."
Hey, quick question. You just now said garage.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that it happened at like an apartment.
It did. She drove to the wrong level of the garage in the complex. Mm-hmm. So she thought she was on the 3rd floor.
I've done that too.
She was on the 4th floor.
Okay.
So when she went the normal path to her apartment, which wasn't hers, she said
she heard something inside, right?
Yeah, but the thing though is all the doors are well lit, and it shows the number. And then also they said even he has a different color mat at the so if you're putting your keys in, you're gonna look down.
But was she sober?
See, I could see. Hold on,
but she had worked 16 hours, and then she was sexing on top of that.
Ooh.
So
she was dickmatized during the shooting. But what I'm thinking is, all right, forget like the color mat and all that other shit. If your door, because she said her door was already open, right? And she said she heard something inside, right? You're a cop. You also have a gun on you. Why not knock on your door? Hey, it's the police. What are you doing in there? This is my apartment. Come out.
Yeah.
Instead of just walking in there and letting off rounds in the dark.
I agree. I mean,
you're talking about the state of Texas. It's the same place where if I'm your neighbor and I see someone breaking into your home, I can shoot them.
That's true, you could.
Yeah.
But let's say somebody broke into my place, or I think somebody's inside of my house while I'm not in there, and I have a gun. I'm gonna say, hey, motherfucker, you better come out here.
Is that what you're gonna say in the state of Texas?
I'm not thinking about running into my home and shooting whatever's there.
No, I get what Nas is saying. And you got to think about culture. You got to think about the lifestyle, right? Like, New York is a upbeat lifestyle. You know, when you're walking in the city, you got to walk fast, and you know you got to stay to the left, right,
That's
right?
true.
In those southern states, right? Like, let's say South Carolina, it's concealed carry and it's carry. It's shoot on sight. It's defend your ground. Texas has a culture as well. Texas has a culture of, hey, we bear arms out there and we'll use them.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think Nas is right. I think the mindset going into that situation is different. Number one, because she's sexting. Number two, she's clearly not aware of her surroundings, her being on the 3rd floor and supposed to be on the 4th floor, whatever. And then on top of the fact, I'm a cop and I have a gun. I can shoot someone, and I could feel like, hey, I'm a cop. I can figure it out.
Yeah, that's just a horrible situation to be honest, man.
Yeah.
I didn't really appreciate the judge hugging her, or the deputy, or the.
Why not?
Because it showed you're not impartial at that point. So when the DA is requesting 28 years, that's what the DA said. Yo, give her 28 years.
Oh.
But now in the back of your mind, and if I'm my way of thinking is the judge is already thinking like I'm not hitting her with 28 because I heard the story and I'm already sympathetic because she sat up there, she's crying, she said it was a mistake, she was sexing her partner, you know, I didn't know I was working 16 hours. The judge is probably already partial to police anyway. So now I'm not gonna give her 28 years. I'm gonna give her a 10. She's gonna appeal in 5 and she's gonna get off. I understand the brother hugging her. I mean, I don't know if I'm...
Talk to me about that real quick. I want to circle back to the judge because I have a question for you. Talk to me about the brother.
I don't know if I'm strong enough to forgive someone like that. However, at 18 years old, he said, yo, I don't want to hate her my whole life.
Yeah.
And the dude, and that family is a religious family. Mm-hmm. The only person who said he wouldn't forgive, I think, is the father.
Is the
if I'm
father.
not mistaken.
Yeah, the father said
But the
he-
brother
he-
goes like, "Yo, that dude probably has Caucasian friends. So he's probably like, if I hate her, then I'm gonna have to hate my homeboy. I'm gonna have to hate my homegirl.
Mm-hmm.
That's bad logic.
That's not bad. Like that's human nature.
That's yeah. So
That's
that was
like the actor. What's the Irish dude? Liam
Nilsson.
Liam Nilsson. When he said, "Yo, I was looking for any black person to hurt after my homegirl got raped."
That's bad logic as well.
It is bad logic, but when you think about people, it is no. You're both right. You're both right. I just think about when you. How can I put it? All right, so when you're in like these compromised situations, right? Emotionally, I think everyone, and that's why I was going with Erin's point of, she said I could see myself in this new Joker. I think everyone throughout their day have thought about killing someone, thought about putting hands on someone, thought about robbing a bank, thought about what's a quick way to get money. Like
GTA style.
You automatically real shit. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, I don't know why I see E faking the hug and then snuffing him. Snuffing her.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I think
I
everyone,
wouldn't do it in public.
I think everyone has those thoughts.
Somebody the other night.
Yeah, everyone has those thoughts.
Your word.
It's whether you act on them or not. And I think I'm honestly still I don't know how I feel about it. The only thing with the judge, and that's what I wanted to circle back to, is at what point do we have forgiveness?
Listen, I read some tweet. Somebody tweeted it out, and they got mad retweets that this country doesn't deserve black people, because we are so forgiving.
I read that.
But that judge, in my head, is like, Ma, you already had it in your head that you're not hitting her with 28 years.
But let's say she wasn't. Let's say she was the one person that said, yo, this woman clearly made a horrible mistake, and I see the remorse in her face.
Remorse and not, as in your profession, as a law enforcement. Now, granted, you don't make the laws. Mm-hmm. You enforce the laws. Mm-hmm. It is up.
So she's supposed to be numb?
No, she's supposed. You have to have some sort of awareness that maybe this mat is red. Is a certain smell you have on your floor, like where you live. Mm-hmm. It's a feeling.
Everyone has stumbled.
Let me be clear. I just did it 2 nights ago.
Yeah, but
I do it a lot in my complex. Everything looks the same. I've done it.
But you get a feeling. There's something in you that says, yo, something's off about my floor.
No, the feeling is when I go to stick my key in a door and it's the wrong door, and they say, yo, like literally that happened to me.
But do you look at the number? Do you like?
No,
Because they had numbers. They had well lit numbers on the side.
But that goes to her point. That goes to that female cop's point. Oh. You went all the way up to the door and put the key in the door, and then you hear somebody, yo, what are you doing? Oh, my fault. That you made that mistake. So
I get what you're saying. So me stopping, knowing that I went to the wrong place, versus Guyger knowing she's in the wrong place and still pursuing is what you're saying. That's where the difference is.
She had to think she was in the right place.
I got you. Okay.
Because you went all the way up to the door and you just admitted that I'll put the key in, and then when the key the string's not, either it doesn't go in or it's not turning, something's off, and then you look around, oh shit, I'm on whatever floor.
I get what you're saying.
So if the door's cracked and she's already digmatized, well, her partner's like, yo, you gonna wear that vest and whatever.
Not a dress? Damn. You said you gonna wear that vest, not a dress?
Yeah.
That's cop porn.
Yeah. You want this pepper spray or not?
Wear the combat boots.
I'm trying to get it nasty.
You ain't baton that ass.
You know what I mean? Wear the Blue Lives Matters threes.
You want to do the straight jacket thing tonight?
Yeah, man. Like, so when she's there and she's like, her head is in her phone, and then she looks at the door and it's cracked. It's like, what's going on in my apartment? Now, I'm not justifying what she did because I think this country is built for certain people of certain genders and certain complexions. Mm-hmm. I think this country is built for them, and it is no way that they can ever take a loss. Mm-hmm. But with that being said, it's like, fam, that judge really pissed. Like, I keep going back to that because it's like, how dare you hug her?
Yeah.
You're the judge. You're supposed to be impartial. For the deputy to fix her hair, you wouldn't have did that if her name was Unique or Alizé or LaShawn or Shawnette. Everybody except for her brother. You should not touch her.
Let me ask y'all a question.
His brother.
His brother.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all, because I didn't see the clip. I just saw pictures and things like that. I couldn't watch. I saw the clips. Let me say that. I saw the clips of each one of these people hugging Guyger, right? who started that? Meaning, which
brother.
one person? The brother did that, right?
Yeah, but I'm not mad at the
Hold
brother.
on, that's what I'm saying. I'm just so I understand. The brother is the first person to go up, and I saw him run up and give her a hug. Who follows? The judge follows, or is it the sheriff?
Well, I think the deputy fixed her hair during the actual when it was
during the
going
court
on.
sessions.
The hugging had to come after, and the judge hugging, I believe, came after because that's when she gets off of her. What's the appropriate terminology for the judges? But anyway,
Podium thing, whatever.
yeah. But I don't know, man. This is such a weird situation all around. Like the fact that a witness is now dead.
And the way he was killed.
That's definitely going to affect the reappeal. And then the other woman who was a witness too. It's just it's fishy. It's fishy. Especially if the mother said that he wasn't into any of that crazy stuff. He had a regular 9 to 5, and all of a sudden now he's dead. That's fishy.
That was the first thing.
I am not a
asked.
detective. They better check that nigga that was sexting her.
No, he's right.
Who had more? Yo,
Everyone's
he's
a
right.
suspect.
yo, he was supposed to get some buns that
Yeah,
night.
he's right.
I mean, he's probably married too. So.
Oh my God, stupid.
Look, I think. Listen, man, and I hate to put this on my people, but I got a cousin that's sitting in the Bing right now, and if you ask his mama about her son, she's gonna say my baby never hurt anybody. And my cousin's doing life, 19 to life.
Yeah, but this dude got killed with precision.
That's my thing.
So did that dude that my cousin took down.
Yeah, but there's also people in jail who are in jail for way longer than she is for minor drug charges, and then that's the problem.
That ain't right.
That's the problem. She can get off in 5 years for, even if she wants to say she accidentally killed him. You get off in 5 years for accidentally killing someone, but someone's still in jail because they were just selling some marijuana.
She could get out for less than that now that the star witness who testified is now deceased.
No, she'll be doing 5.
I don't know. Just think about this chain of events. You have a lot of abnormal things happening. Judges are hugging people that are convicted and showing moral. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Well,
I've never seen that ever.
let me tell you something. If she gets off, they better not hug her.
It's really been weighing on me, honestly. I didn't know what I was going to say coming in here today because I'm still very much impartial. I'm very, very proud. I'm very, very proud that it was our people hugging that woman. And I know that may sound crazy, but it just shows how
Compassionate we are.
Yeah, but even
Haven't we been showing that since slavery?
But even outside of that, I love that their moral compasses led them there to do that. I think it was huge for us. I don't think we'll understand the effect of those moments until probably a decade from now. Honestly.
I don't know. Personally, I think for hugging her, he's a herb.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Why?
You're supposed to take that pain, bury it down deep. Unleash it in unhealthy ways.
Yo, shut
like a real
up.
man. That's
So
what
you
he's
tell
supposed
him
to
to
do.
be, so he's basically saying, yo, you need to become Joker. That's what you need to do. Dye your hair green.
That's how you become the Joker.
Do some crazy stuff.
I mean, that's big of him, man. That young man is.
I've
Now,
never
now,
seen
that's a
Also,
method acting right there,
To be
boy.
honest,
never
I feel
seen
like
nothing
also,
like
like
that.
I hate to say this, but I also feel like they might have felt like they had to do it because it's such a spotlighted case and stuff. And if they did anything otherwise, like Trump could have said something about it. Like it's weird now the space that
I
we're
didn't
in.
think
So it's
about it
like
like that.
it's like let's come in it in a way where they can't spin it.
I like
into,
that.
It was a bunch of black people.
Well,
I
you
like
know,
that.
well, you know how he fucked up? Here goes how he fucked up. You just hugged her, right? You showed her compassion, this, that, and the other. It's getting played everywhere. It's in the newspapers. It's on TV. There's no jury that can be impartial. Now when the jury comes in, they're going to say, well, the brother forgave her. She's not that guilty.
So
Now she's off.
So let me ask you, because you just sparked a question, and you just sparked a question.
The two of you spark questions.
No, seriously. Do you
Spark.
do you think? Do you spark? Stupid.
That wasn't even a sound effect for
I know.
spark.
She
It
just
was
said
a spark.
She just said spark, like the word spark. It wasn't like like a flicker or nothing. Here's my question though.
There we go.
Do you think, and it's a serious question, do you think if she does appeal, which I would like to think that she's going to appeal, Do you think that will play out, those hugs and all of this, with the jury in this appeal trial?
Absolutely.
Right? It would have to.
That's if you
Like, that is a really good point.
But in what way though? Because it could
don't
play
know.
out for those who be more sympathetic to it, but then it could play out for those who were like, "Yo,
Angry?
why the hell did he hug her?" And
That's true.
Now they're gonna spin it like it's kind of like.
But only
two
black people
sides
will be
of a
mad
coin.
at that. So now we got to see how many black jurors are on there.
They're
But
gonna have to have black jurors. They can't if they take him out, then they can say, "Oh, you guys purposely made sure there weren't any black juries."
The majority of her jury wasn't white.
No. What he was saying is
The appeal jury.
yes,
Yeah,
the
but
appeal jury. But I was saying you can't do that. Like you're not supposed to say like how many people can be like what kind of ethnicity. The only thing they can do is if you have any personal issues with it or if you have any personal feelings towards it, they can take you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But
they
the
can't
jury,
be like, oh, we can't have these black people here.
yeah, the jury doesn't decide the punishment though, right?
Yeah.
So,
No, in the state of Texas.
In the state of
Yeah.
Texas, right?
Yeah,
So-
because
so-
they're the ones who said 10 years.
so all these.
Hold on, I'm sorry. Just so
Yeah.
you said no. I thought in the state of Texas they do decide.
did.
Oh, that's what I was about to say.
No, I said they did.
Oh, okay, my fault.
Yeah, that's what she got 10 years.
Yeah. That like.
The dude was eating vanilla bean ice cream. And you- can you
Wait,
imagine-
when he got killed, he was eating vanilla bean
No, he
ice
was
cream.
eating ice cream.
He was eating ice cream.
I don't know if it was vanilla bean.
It's the
But
worst way to get taken
I'm
out.
in my house in
or
my
maybe the
boxes.
best.
I'm in my house in my boxes. by myself.
Minding your business. Minding your business,
About to
kid.
go to BrazilianFatBooties.com.
I was just about to say that. With a bowl of ice cream?
Yeah, after or
Yeah,
before.
that's-
Yeah, man.
Either way, I'm sleeping.
He's in there
Yeah, nice.
treating himself.
You know, what if you actually want to watch the movie before everything pops off? You want to watch the dialogue.
This is going like you see how your brain is going?
Yeah,
You're
then-
Arthur.
Then there's some lady just walks in. Hey, motherfucker, what are you doing? Oh shit!
Yeah. Can you imagine that though? Like we're laughing now.
Yeah,
but,
he might have been watching
like,
cop porn.
Really
So come
imagine
in.
just a stranger just busting into your door and you see it's a cop, maybe because we don't even know what he saw. Like we don't know. But to just I can't imagine that. I
It's
can't
bad,
imagine.
it's mad. You know why it's bad too? Because in today's climate, like law enforcement is getting such a terrible rap. It is
Because they suck.
Terrible PR.
They suck. That's
Yeah.
why they suck.
Terrible PR.
They suck.
Terrible PR.
They're
No, I'm
great.
joking.
There's some
I'm
good
joking.
cops. We know you're joking,
There are
but
good
just for the
cops.
purpose of the audience, we don't believe that
Yeah,
every
we're only
single cop
joking.
is bad. That's another thing too, guys. I'm sorry. Yo, people really don't realize that we're joking. A guy got really mad at Brandon about
The
wrestling.
It was a joke.
And they got really, really bad.
Yeah.
Hopped into my DMs telling me
Thank
how
you-
bad he
thank
was
you,
too.
guy.
No, don't listen to him. He's
started
just
it.
as
You
bad.
started
He's
it.
always saying that
Yeah, you
things are
started it.
tomfoolery and all
Yeah.
this crazy. This is the tomfoolery-esque man right here. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's bad PR, and the media
is.
is just they run with it. You know, and to
You
each
guys
point-
have given me something to think about.
to each
You
point,
two have given me
yeah,
really
that
something to think about.
Black
now.
white relationship, like we black, we gotta hug her because they're gonna make it seem like it's racist.
I did not think about it in that.
Yeah,
I literally.
you're a stupid idiot.
I could be. I could be. I really went
That's you,
into
E.
that like. I really went into that like.
I mean, I'm not saying like it's great that they did that, but I can understand like why
He's
they
playing
might have
chess.
done it.
He's playing chess. You playing checkers.
I definitely playing checkers. I looked at it like, yo, that kid just wanted her to know that he was all right. Like he wanted her to know he didn't hate her. I thought that was huge.
Well, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he doesn't.
talking
But
about
I'm
the
just
judge
saying.
and the
Are you talking about the judge and everybody else?
But I mean,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
can't
don't
really
know.
speak for him because I don't know who he is. But what I'm saying is like I can completely understand like if they felt like they had to do something
To do
like
something
that,
to- yeah.
because it's just how. Especially news now is so misconstrued and twisted and stuff like that, and especially when it comes to people's perceptions of black people in this
Yeah.
society right now, I can understand because granted, if something else happened, Trump would have been the first one that tweeted about it. Then it would have been a bunch of things, and I think at that point, this family's just like they just want it to be over with.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just like you just want some peace. Like I just want to be left alone. I just want to be alone. So for me, it's like damn, like. If I understand it. If they're like, yo, if I gotta do this forgiveness stuff just to get everyone off my back later, I get it. Or maybe he's just actually forgiving. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that it was good for them to do that. But I can understand. That's why I can't even get mad. Like I get it.
Yeah, I'm not a place of. I wasn't mad. Like I said, my original knee jerk reaction was that until I saw like a little clips and I was like, right, no, I'm not mad. I'm still kind of befuddled as we speak. Like I don't know how to feel about it. The only person that I wholeheartedly understand is from the brother. Only just because of the fact where he's like, I don't hate this woman. I'm a man of God. I believe in healing. I believe in faith, and I believe in people making mistakes. Like that is in fact what life should be about.
Yo, Brandon.
Not one person makes a mistake. Now I'm not saying that I would be him. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, let's say you're Brandon.
You know me very well.
Brandon BH at home watching Rap City. Probably that's probably what you watch. Fucking in your boxers. So, some bitch walks in and shoots you dead. Your brother hugs them after.
If it's me, honestly, I'm probably...
You'd be turning over in your grave.
I probably would. But I'm not...
As petty as you are?
Yeah.
You might come back from the dead.
Honestly, I would probably hunt the shit out of my brother.
That's an extreme level of pettiness.
I would. Let me be clear. If I go out crazy and any one of y'all start hugging, I will haunt the shit out of y'all for the rest of your lives. Let me be clear.
I don't believe in ghosts.
Oh, well, you'll believe in it this time. I'm going to be like... Regular Nas, right in your ear. You're gonna be making some more Muslim babies, and I'm like, hey, pull out right there, pull out, don't do it.
Yo, just hide his shades from him. That's all you gotta do.
Word.
Just hide, like move his shades in all like different parts of the room and stuff. Freaking put it in the back of the closet where you can't find it no more.
Don't show me.
Nas doesn't believe in ghosts. Nas, you would piss yourself if you saw a ghost.
I can't.
But first, he would definitely grab. Hold on, Nas. Before he pisses himself, he would grab an Arabian dick bib.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna get that joke. Nobody's gonna get that.
The Muslims will.
No, they won't.
Listen, you want to hear something funny? So just a quick sidebar off of this. So we went to the Def Jam 35th anniversary event the other night.
Thank you, Jeff Jam.
What?
Thank you.
You said Jeff Jam?
Yeah, I messed up.
We got a nigga named Jeff. He jams.
He jams too.
I got a little tongue tied. Damn, you pointed that out. Damn.
It was really dope, but. So we were having a conversation. Me, Chris, E, and Nas were having a conversation about we've been getting a lot of love, out or whatever, and it was really cool. And Nas said, as we were eating dinner, he says, yeah, that shit doesn't happen to me. Nobody recognizes me. Nobody matters. So in the midst of us having this conversation, a few fans came up and recognized Nas, and Nas didn't know what to do. It was you ever seen like a kid, like you tell a kid not to do something, and then you catch the kid doing it, you're like, hey, what are you doing, motherfucker? They're like, and Nas just sitting there like this while the person's like, yo, man, I'm happy I finally get to meet you. And he's like,
that's not.
Is that not what happened?
You are Dr. Seuss.
Is that not what happened?
Nas is ready to fight someone.
But that's the other thing.
He got tapped on the shoulder, and he was all night. He's like, I feel like I need to fight. He's like, I'm in the mood to fight someone. I was like, bro, chill out. There's free pizza. Def Jam fight for New York.
You say
like freaking.
What more do you want?
European music being played at some points. Like, relax.
Listen, dog. I don't know where y'all come from, but when I'm in the club, nigga, stop bumping me, bro. Stop.
No, well, I will say that it was a packed event. I didn't think it was gonna be that
lady,
packed.
so I don't know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
word.
Yeah, because the dudes that they got you by the small of the back. Hey, excuse me, shorty.
Yeah. You get the con. Yeah. That's normally what happens.
Man, watch it.
That is exactly what happened. Even though
I just had a backpack. That's why.
shit got real weird because as we were walking, a guy went like this to my lower back. When we were walking, I said, "Hey, fam, check this out. Don't touch my lower back again."
Brandon thought he got pickpocketed.
100% did. 100% did. That was.
It was just a stumble grace.
That
lady was about to get stomped out.
Yeah, the girl was drunk, but that was not. That was one of those bumps. There's different levels of bumps. There's the bump like, yo, I'm coming through. Then there's the tap like, yo, let me slide through. Then there's the guide where you guide someone through like, hey, let me just get past you. And then there's what happened to me. And Nas saw it. That bump was like I
was ready.
I thought for sure I got pickpocketed. 100%.
And absolutely nothing happened to Chris.
Yeah, word. Chris was just there.
Chris was just
chilling.
there.
I was ready, man. I was ready.
You're always ready. I respect that about you. Every time me and Nas go, Nas be ready. I love that.
Nas
wanted to fight. I was like, Nas, you want to get a slice of pizza? He's like, yo, I feel like I'm ready to fight. I'm like, okay, let me go get I'm going to go get a pizza. I'm like, all right.
He was like, okay, I'm going to go eat. You go ahead and handle it.
I just loved him. I said, I went and grabbed a slice. I was like, okay, I'm back.
Like, what? But wait, why?
He definitely looked at you like, what's wrong with you? Like you got to loosen up. And Nas has shades on in the club like, nah, I'm fine. everything is okay. sitting on the speaker, like, Nas, can you hear me? He's like, I'm not listening to anything. I'm surveilling the area.
Gotta get used to it, man.
Yeah.
Gotta get used
I
to
haven't
it.
been in the club.
But was it not enjoyable though? For your first like real industry event, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it was cool. It was a nice little event. So shout out to Def Jam. That was really, really
aight.
dope.
Yeah, man. First day at school.
Yeah.
That Asian guy was not Wilson.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did-
For those that don't,
yeah.
whoever saw us, that was not Wilson.
Yeah, Chris is not
Chris is
Wilson,
not
guys.
Wilson,
He's
like-
spoken on our show like several times.
That's
You're never gonna know who Wilson is.
That's
until-
exactly what you would expect him to say.
Yeah.
It's definitely been Wilson.
Yeah.
I will say though, it was dope. They had Def Jam fight for New York. Although 2 arcades, come on, guys, like
Yeah,
just
it
2.
could have been better.
And I understand why. I guess they thought that the audience wouldn't be for it. But at that point, if you got a basketball hoop, I'm sure you could also have a bunch of people play arcades.
Yeah.
I definitely want to see more implementation of video gaming, especially within the hip hop culture. But I feel like, I don't know. I love the event. Don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not trashing the event. I loved it. But I'm also just like that kind of person who's just like, I don't like super industry events. Like
Yeah.
they're just people there sometimes who you know, just, I don't know. You just gotta go to an industry event. Like, if I'm gonna go to an industry event, I want it to be one where it's like, yo, everyone, doesn't matter what status you are, doesn't matter like what, like everyone's there just to have fun. And I feel like sometimes people worry so much about who's there, what
blur
their
the
status
lines with the
is,
mixed
waiting for 2 Chainz to come.
Yeah.
Like,
showed
I was
up.
just like, he did
showed
show
up.
up.
Yeah, he showed up.
Various people showed up. But the one thing I've noticed is like, since working in the video game industry, like it has its own flaws also, but it's just like, sometimes I go to these events and I'm like, yo, I do not miss working in the music industry. I do not miss it
dance.
whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nobody dances anymore.
That's the one thing with large crowds. Like I was explaining, y'all, I've never done well with large crowds in hip hop areas. Like I've never done well with that.
Yeah, large hip hop crowd. Yeah,
I've never
They don't
Yeah.
dance. Why don't y'all dance? Why don't-
Nas, I could tell that you haven't been out in a very long
A
time.
long time.
Yeah, he hasn't
If
been.
you
out.
think people in New York still dance at clubs,
That's not.
Whoa. If there's soca, if there's salsa, if there's dance hall,
hold on,
I'm
time out.
telling you, they gonna be dancing.
I was about to
But-
say,
but- but
no,
hold on.
at the end, they
that's a
did dance
Caribbean
at this
party
event.
though.
dancing.
No. At this Def Jam event,
that DJ,
they-
who's that DJ? She was fire.
I don't know.
Too.
I don't know what that DJ's name was. Nyla was there. Shout out to her too.
The one after
Nyla.
was fire.
Yeah, but the one after, and no disrespect to Nyla, obviously we love
Yeah.
Nyla, but
Nyla's the
the one
truth.
after was playing nothing but like soca, nothing but like,
She mixed it.
and literally
Ah,
the
man.
moment she put that on, yes, everyone was dancing. No. That whole side by the DJ booth, everyone was dancing.
Oh yeah, they would dance.
Everyone was dancing. Over here, we were by the alcohol.
we were near the liquor and the pizza. Ain't nobody gonna be dancing in the liquor and the pizza. They just worried about
Yeah,
that.
they was 2-stepping to get another slice. They wasn't 2-stepping to like get to the shit. So
And they were trying to 2-step their way into someone's DMs or someo's emails.
word.
Boop, boop.
So, but
I
that's
wasn't
it.
the oldest person there though. I could tell you that much.
But we were probably well, we're actually no. I was gonna say probably the brokest, but no. I think there was other people that were way more broke.
Yeah, I saw people I hadn't seen.
I can't even lie. We were probably middle ground.
I saw people I haven't seen in years that I didn't even know still had anything to do with Def Jam. People I'd been on tour with like in
made it
03. Like it was pretty cool to just see a bunch of
Yeah.
people that I worked with over the years. That was really cool.
Yeah, I ran into some people I haven't seen in a very, very long
Yeah,
time, and
that
I
was
really
really
love it. No,
cool.
guys, you know, we joke around a lot. I did like the event. I thought that it was the area, the warehouse space. It was actually a
Hard.
really nice space.
Hard.
And when they said it was in Brooklyn, I was like, oh gosh, I don't want to go to Brooklyn, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like, oh,
it was right
but
there.
it was
Right
it was
there.
nice, and it was near food spots.
Yeah.
It was a nice little ride back
It was
home.
in Williamsburg. It was all hipsters.
Yeah, it was all hipsters over there. That's all you smelled was bud and like nice plants and shit outside. So it was pretty
And
dope.
what was that? One apartment that had like some hair or something.
That shit
Like,
had
like,
hay.
It was like had like hay on their freaking.
Nah, this building was amazing. It was a brown brick, clear glass around the whole bin, but
Cameras watching us?
Yeah, cameras watching us, but it had hay on the deck. I've never seen that like that, at least in the city. It was pretty cool.
That was
So,
at least like a $9 million building.
yeah.
Yeah, we're poor.
All right, so I know you guys don't care about this, but that's it for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Be sure to subscribe, hit the notification button, and be notified for our latest and greatest episodes. And I'm Brandon Killabh Hall.
Erin Ashley Simon, aka E.
Regular Nas,
I'm Wilson.
Hold on, AKA
Essential Eric.
Essentials Nas, Demographic Nas, Regular Nas,
Republican Nas.
Nasty Nas.
Man of 1,004 nicknames.
The Black Something.
Yeah, perfect. That's black,
The black something.
That's wild.
black Nas nobody.
I like that. All right, Andy, we're gonna have to get this shit together.
Okay.
Do I have to pause after Nas?
Well, yeah. If he
I'm
was
gonna give a pause from
Yeah,
now
just
on.
give a pause.
right.
Like he's.
Give me a beat, bro.
All right, bet.
All right.
Yo, cranberry.
I'm Wilson.
And we out.
Later.
Grassroots.